Anthony, how's your first two days? Obviously, you have a bit of a history with JG. Has that made things a little bit more comfortable for you?
I think just getting back on the field, getting into football, being in the locker room, and just really just playing football has been comfortable. You know, getting back out there, communicating. But obviously JG here, familiar face, being able to just talk football, continue to learn, not only from him but everybody else in the organization has been fun.
How long does it take to kind of get a feel for the other guys in the secondary and on defense when you come to a new team, and just kind of understand their strengths and weaknesses and how you all fit together?
I think it's just over time. You can't really put it. Everybody's unique. Everybody's different. But that's why we practice to build that chemistry, get to know one another, and then just be able to gel and do what we got to do to execute good defense.
What does the addition of Steven Nelson give this secondary?
He's a veteran player. He has a lot of experience. He's tough. So anytime you can bring in a player who's played a lot of football, has been around a while, it's just that communication, being able to discuss and communicate in different ways to try to get on the same page.
Did you know much about him before, and you were kind of hoping that he would end up here?
I think, after being in the league a while, you take a look around, you start to see familiar faces change. And then over time, you kind of get familiar with players. Whether you may not meet up with them in the offseason, but you're kind of familiar with their game and the style of how they play. So being able to get them and add them to the roster was a good addition.
Al, JG was just talking about the linebackers, and they play in front of you. He likes the group. What have you seen from the linebacker play in front of you so far in these first 2 days?
They're flying around, getting hands on a lot of balls, whether that's pass deflections, and just getting to the ball carriers or receivers just as they're catching the ball. So being able to see them get there, I'm excited to see once we can get in the pads and just play more football and continue to grow together.
Both you and Steven obviously are veterans coming to a new team and everything. What's the adjustment been like for you, and how quickly do you think like a guy like Steven can pick it up?
I mean, it's always just about being open and learning, continuing to learn. As you go over time, you learn new things, but you never want to lose that mindset of learning from the other players that are around who've been in this organization, been in this facility, know the city, but then just learning from the different coaches who've been in the game for a while as well.
With Rodney out, what are you seeing from Marcus and Kayvon?
I mean, everybody's just excited. Everybody's here working together, encouraging each other, sharing information, trying to help each person in the room get better. So those guys are just coming in, great attitude, hungry, and just going out having fun.
Is Marcus different now than he was when you were with him in Minnesota?
I mean, no, he's pretty much the same player. Good guy, loves the game, studies, family-oriented, great teammate. So he's pretty much himself, and in terms of on the field, he's steady trying to continue to grow as a player.
What do you think about Avonte Maddox?
I mean, he's a character. He's quite fast, has a lot of energy, if you can't tell from the interview. But he's a good teammate. He's always out there. He's asking questions. He's never assuming. And it's just all about communicating, being on the same page.
Without Rodney on the field with you, are there ways that you can kind of make sure that you're on the same page with him, even when he's not out there?
I mean, we're communicating through our meetings, through our practice on the fields, communicating what we see, how'd you see it, how'd I see it, and then just really just trying to see the perspective from one another and put it all together, even though we're not out there right now.
How can forcing turnovers be coached?
Say that again?
How can forcing turnovers be coached?
I mean, you can really just coach flying to the ball, being in position for an opportunity. If you're not in the right position, then you won't be there to make a play. So it's really just getting to the fundamentals, alignment, assignments, and then just playing fast. Even if you don't think you're near the ball, hustling over, a ball could pop out, and you can be in a position for a recovery. So it's really just about just coaching effort and details of just attacking the ball.
With the kind of line that you guys have, how much pressure is to take off the secondary in your opinion?
Well, I think we just trying to focus on, just playing great complementary football. We know our defensive line is very talented. From a secondary standpoint, we take pride in being able to cover people and give them time to do what they can do up front. So it's really just, trying to work together, each unit getting better each day so we can complement each other.
Kayvon, you've gotten a lot of reps with him early. He's a second-year player, didn't play a lot last year. Do you see him? You're talking about the speed of the game, your first impressions. Do you see him picking things up, being a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I believe first day he came out, was able to get his hand on the ball, wasn't quite able to bring it in, but, he's playing fast, and that's all you really want to do is just, coach a guy up in the meeting room and then on the field, just cut it loose, and then you make corrections when you get in the film room. So it's just about, you know, supreme effort, trying to pick up the details and not make the same mistakes twice.
It looks pretty physical out there, you know, these first couple of days, and you're not even in pads yet. I mean, what's the mindset as far as that goes?
I mean, I think, you know, getting back together, people are excited. We want to play with a lot of energy. We want to fly around the ball. We want to, you know, cause disruption. So that just requires, you know, attacking the ball full speed. So sometimes, you know, you can get there pretty quickly and then it can look pretty physical. But, I mean, we haven't put on pads. But to see that everybody just getting around the ball, multiple hats and flying there, you know, you can kind of anticipate just coming in and trying to be physical once we get the pads.